This was your first investment property, right? And we went interstate, right? So obviously going interstate, not being able to see the property, working with me. So could you just tell me, what were you worried about? What were your concerns?
My main worry was it all going wrong, basically.
Yeah.
So obviously this is a massive purchase. It's not like buying a car or groceries or anything like that. So it's putting in a lot of money, a lot of effort as well. And so I was worried about something little going wrong that will crumble everything or anything like that.
Yeah.
And that's when I think you came in really handy for me as well. You were able to ease the whole situation, kind of walk me through, kind of holding my hand in a way, helping me through the entire process. So my main worry is obviously with interstate as well. I was very nervous with the fact that I'm going outside of, I've only been in the Sydney region, so going to a place where I can't see this property.
Yeah.
So that's like, is this worth it? Everything was easy because of course my sister went through this 2 years ago as well. Listened to all her worries and all her cries. So again, watching that really helped me. Plus you helped me out. I think really helped me be more confident in looking at areas like this and also buying a property in this area as well.
So I've got a client with me today here who's bought a property with me recently. He's going to share his experience about working with me. So welcome, Kavisanth.
Thank you.
Yeah, so Kavisanth, why don't you start off by just telling the audience a bit about yourself, what you do?
Yep, my name is Kavisanth. I'm 22 years old and I'm currently a full-time student studying at University of Sydney. I'm studying engineering and commerce and I work casually at a warehouse for 4 days a week. Yeah, that's a bit about me.
Nice. Okay, so 22 years of age. How did you get interested in property investing?
I think I have to say thank you to my sister mainly. Yeah. She was the main inspiration. If anything, she went through you as well. Yeah, being next to her during the Zoom calls with you, understanding about the importance, I guess, of investing in properties at a young age, because obviously we live in Australia, inflation is rising and everything. So it's good to get a head start. So I think I've been taught that ever since I was young as well, my parents as well. They didn't get the chance to invest, so they kind of put that upon us. I think it's just a long-term dream of having to live a life where I'm well off, not having to live, where I'm living paycheck to paycheck, struggling to make ends meet. So it's probably the main reasons as to why I got into investing.
Right. Okay. So what are your kind of long-term goals here? Like, I know you spoke about it briefly, but realistically, like, you started at a pretty young age, 22, where most people don't really start investing at that age, right? Most people start when they're 30, sometimes even 40. So you've started off at a younger age and you have time on your side, right? So what would be your long-term goals with investing? Like, where do you really want to go with this?
I think my long-term goals lie around. So again, using inspiration from my sister, and also, again, if you're on the right side of social media, you get a lot of people that you watch them and you can learn from them. For example, I know a person on TikTok that I watch quite a bit, who's 24 years of age, has his 4th investment property. And so obviously that's him working really hard, working 2 jobs and everything. And I can't because I'm going to uni and everything. So my goals would lie around being able to buy, again, I'm graduating by the end of this year. I would really love to buy a second property towards next year or the year after, and building my portfolio. As a result, I have backups when I get into a situation where I can need money or anything like that. At the same time, again, like I said, my dream is to just live in a dream house in a way. It's kind of simple dream, but to be able to achieve that, I obviously need to start now. And so within 2 years, I want to go for my second, and from there keep building my portfolios.
So eventually, what you're saying is eventually transitioning, buy properties, sell them off at some stage, and then be able to kind of live in that dream house that you want to live. Okay, sounds good. Okay, all right. So this was your first investment property, right? And we went interstate, right? So obviously going interstate, not being able to see the property, working with me, all of that. Like, what were your concerns? Like, you would have, like, even though you've been on social media, like followed podcast, listened to others, you still would have had some concerns about getting started with that first property. So could you just tell me, what were you worried about? What were your concerns?
I think my main worry was it all going wrong, basically.
Yeah.
So obviously this is a massive purchase. It's not like buying a car or groceries or anything like that. So it's putting in a lot of money, a lot of effort as well. And so I was worried about something little going wrong that will crumble everything or anything like that.
Yeah.
And that's when I think you came in really handy for me as well. You were able to ease the whole situation, kind of walk me through, kind of holding my hand in a way, helping me through the entire process. So my main worry is obviously with interstate as well. I was very nervous with the fact that I'm going outside of, I've only been in the Sydney region. So going to a place where Mildura, in this case, regional Victoria. I was really nervous. It was a big worry for me. I was like, I can't see this property.
Yeah.
So it's like, is this worth it? And so everything was easy because of course my sister went through this 2 years ago as well. Listened to all her worries and all her cries. So again, watching that really helped me. Plus you helping me out, I think really helped me be more confident in looking at areas like this and also buying a property in this area as well.
Okay, cool. So we kind of, you spoke to me about your budget. This is the price point. And then we roughly went through a few markets, I guess. So when we went through these markets, what were you thinking? Like, did you think that there are opportunities here? Were you worried, what if, these are smaller markets? What if my property price doesn't go up in value? What if it just stagnates? Am I doing the wrong thing? Did you have those kind of things running in your mind?
100%. Of course, with pros there comes cons and everything. So I was always worried about the fact that, like, yes, this market is expected to grow, but what if it doesn't, or what something happens? So with the properties, the markets you showed me, I think initially I was stumbled across. I think you showed me Geraldton and Mildura and that area as well. And with Geraldton, you suggested that it has growth, like really good short-term growth, but then it will stagnate over time. And so I stumbled upon, do I want to take that risk and then get that equity to buy a second property, or would I want to go for a long-term investment property like Mildura or Shepparton in this case as well? So there was a lot of conflict in a way as to where I should go. And coming back to the question, I think, I was able to get that confidence as well from you, which was really able to help me out as well. So.
Okay. Yeah, the focus was kind of moving towards regional Victoria with the interest rates about to happen, and those markets, already starting to pick up, especially Mildura. We felt it was a good opportunity, and there was still a bit of competition. Even the property we offered, there was quite a bit of competition on that property, but we were able to secure it. So and it rented out as well for a healthy rental income. So Mildura, let's just talk about Mildura. Were you comfortable with that market? What were your thoughts? When I said let's go Mildura, let's do this.
So initially, I was able to do some research with your help as well. I liked how you set it up for me in the first place with the tables and getting to see the pros and cons of it. And then with my own research, I found out with Mildura, yes, there are some cons in the sense that there were crime rates and stuff like that. So that was stuff to look into. However, there were a lot more pros with it as well. Like from my own research, I saw by 2030, there's a lot of employees and businesses coming to that area. So it's going to be a growing place. And so I was slowly building my confidence, I guess, throughout the entire process. And I was ready because I was understood that I had to go interstate. Like with my budget, I wasn't going to find a property within Sydney. So I got really comfortable towards the end. Like I'm currently in a very happy state with buying and I'm confident in Mildura at the moment.
Right. Okay. So let's talk about due diligence. So by buying a property interstate, we have to go through several checks to make sure everything is okay with that property. So were you comfortable with the due diligence that was done on that property?
100%. So we're talking about pest control, build inspection, and rental appraisal, and all those things. I'm really thankful that, for example, with the build inspection, we were able to go through it together in a way during call, and that really helped me out, I guess, ease a lot of tension, because I was initially very skeptical when I saw the build report, inspection report, and obviously a lot of major, not major, but a lot of minor defects alongside some major defects. And so initial concerns, again, cuts back to the worry question you had earlier. This has kind of made me a lot more worried about whether this was the right decision or am I making the right choice. But you're able to talk me through it and make me understand, these can be fixed by the previous owner, like stuff that I wouldn't have known without your help or a buyer's agent there, someone to help me out. I think that made the whole due diligence process a lot more easier. At the same time, understanding the reports itself can be difficult, I think. And with your help and being able to email back others and ask, you really made a lot more smoother process to the point where maybe I was anticipating something to be a lot like this whole process to be hard and difficult, but the entire process was much more smooth sailing that you would anticipate.
Right. Okay. I think we covered most of the things here. So what do you want to say about using a buyer's agent overall? Like, do you think there are benefits? Do you think someone who's looking to buy investment properties, do you think there are benefits with using a buyer's agent? Well, what are your thoughts? Like honest thoughts? Like are there 100%. Pros, cons, anything?
100%. I would recommend a buyer's agent. I'm not just saying that for the camera. I would say having a buyer's agent is really helpful, especially for someone like me. Like I'm young, I could be easily naive. If I went by myself, I could have went into an underperforming market, overpaid for a property. And so with a buyer's agent, I think with your help, I was able to understand and look into suburbs and areas that I would have definitely not looked into just by myself. And there's a lot of articles out there about this area is good, but obviously they show you a lot of different places and you're not going to find the best information. And so definitely for your first property, I would highly recommend having a buyer's agent. After that's your choice. Like I would definitely go back to for a second and third investment property, but for a first property, it's definitely important. So you get to understand the fundamentals of buying a property, because it's not an easy task. And I'm not saying it's a hard, like I initially thought it was going to be a really hard task, but it wasn't as hard because of your help and you being the middleman, helping me with like communications with everybody and emailing me back quick, helping me understand everything, helping me feel more comfortable. It made the whole process so much easier. I'm forever thankful for that, and 100% I would recommend it for not just anyone my age, but for any age, because you might think you know a lot of things about real estate and properties, but there's always that small things that you don't want to miss out on. And so it's really important. A buyer's agent can really help you there.
Okay, all right, cool. Yeah, thanks for that, Kavisanth. I think we've pretty much covered the questions that I wanted to ask. Thank you so much. I enjoyed working with you as well.
Thank you.
It was nice working with you. You were very cooperative, listening to my suggestions, and I enjoyed it as well. So thank you, and hopefully you'll be ready to buy another property soon.
Hopefully.
Yeah. All right, thanks.